Kelly and Mark's relationship has always felt like a modern-day fairy tale, one that many of us watched unfold in real time. Two young actors meeting on the set of All My Children, exchanging glances that said more than any script could, and then eloping in Las Vegas before most of their friends even realized they were dating. Their entire life has been built on surprises, good ones, challenging ones, and those that shape a family's future in ways no one expects. And it's within this history of surprises that we find the root of their newest confession. But what does a love story from the 90s have to do with future in-laws? Well, everything. Fast forward a few decades. Kelly and Mark are no longer just a couple, they're parents. Proud parents. Exhausted parents. And sometimes bewildered parents, just like the rest of us. Michael, Lola, and Joaquin each came into the world with their own personality, their own path, and their own definition of independence. Now here's where it gets interesting, because as their kids grew older, Kelly and Mark began noticing something surprising, something that would eventually lead to that emotional confession. A realization about family, about letting go, about stepping aside when the time comes. At first they laughed about it, but the truth behind their laughter is what caught everyone off guard. Like many parents of adult children, Kelly and Mark found themselves entering that awkward, exciting, nerve-wracking stage, the era of serious relationships, long-term plans, and the M word. Marriage. Suddenly, their once little children were bringing home partners. Partners who just might be future in-laws. And at first, Kelly joked about interviewing them like a talk show guest. Mark joked about running background checks. But behind the humor, they felt something they didn't expect. Something that matured parents everywhere, especially you watching right now, will understand all too well. One evening, sitting at home after a long day of filming, Kelly turned to Mark and said something she'd never said out loud before. She said, "I think I'm more nervous about becoming an in-law than I ever was about becoming a mother." Mark paused. And then he admitted something too. "I think I'm afraid of losing our kids." And there it was. The confession beneath the confession. Becoming in-laws meant not just gaining new family members, but letting go of the ones they'd raised. But what they said next is what truly shocked fans across the country. In a candid moment on Live with Kelly and Mark, they told their audience, "We're terrified of being intrusive, meddling, overbearing in-laws. We want our kids' partners to feel welcome, not watched." Kelly explained how she wants to be the kind of mother-in-law who supports, not smothers. Mark added that he hopes to be the father-in-law who listens more than he lectures. And then came the line that made everyone's hearts melt. Mark said, "We want to give our kids wings, not weights." For viewers, especially parents and grandparents, this struck a deep chord. But then, with a gentle smile, Kelly dropped the real twist. She confessed, "I think I'm going to fall in love with our kids' partners just as much as I love them." She talked about how she already feels protective over the people her children care about. How she dreams of family holidays filled with new faces, new personalities, and new stories. How she hopes to welcome, not judge, the people who will shape the next chapter of the Ripa Consuelos family. And Mark? He admitted he's already practicing stepping back, letting the kids make their own choices, letting love guide them instead of parenting instincts. What no one expected was the reaction. Phones lit up. Emails poured in. Millions of viewers, especially older parents, felt seen. People wrote things like, "I needed to hear this. I'm becoming a mother-in-law next year. I wish my parents thought like this. I feel less alone now." Kelly and Mark's confession became more than a celebrity moment. It became a message, a lesson, a reminder that the job of parenting never really ends, it just changes shape. And so here we are, standing at the doorway of the next phase of their family's life. Future weddings, future grandchildren, future Sunday dinners with new voices at the table. Kelly says she envisions a home filled with laughter, the kind that echoes louder because there are more people to enjoy it. Mark says he imagines conversations around the fire pit, where stories overlap and the family grows not just in number, but in meaning. They're ready. They're nervous. They're hopeful. Just like any parent. Kelly ended her confession with a line that touched millions. She said, "Family isn't about who you're born to. It's about who you choose to love. And if our kids love someone, then we love them too." This wasn't a celebrity headline. It was a universal truth. A truth about acceptance, about growth, about turning the page with grace and gratitude. Now here's the twist no one saw coming. Kelly revealed they've already met someone special, someone one of their children is seriously dating. And while she didn't mention names, her smile said more than words ever could. Is an engagement right around the corner? Is a big announcement coming? Is the Ripa Consuelos family about to expand in the most joyful way? We don't know. Not yet. But something is definitely happening behind the scenes, and you can feel it. So there you have it. A confession rooted in love, wrapped in vulnerability, and delivered by two people who have spent their lives growing, not just as partners, not just as parents, but as human beings willing to embrace change. Kelly and Mark reminded us of something powerful today, that letting go doesn't mean losing your family, it means making room for it to grow. And maybe, just maybe, their confession will inspire all of us to open our hearts to whoever walks through the door next. If you felt something today, if this story touched you even a little, don't forget to subscribe because this journey is just getting started.